Hello guys, welcome to my channel Horizon. Today I will show you guys how to solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. First, you have to know what are the pieces. There are three types of pieces in the Rubik's Cube. One is the edge piece. This piece consists of two sides like white and blue, orange and blue, blue and yellow, yellow and green, yellow and red, red and green, etc. And corner piece. Corner piece has three sides like white, orange and green, yellow, orange and green, yellow, green and red, etc. And one is the centerpiece. The centerpiece are the pieces which are in the middle of the side. Like this is the white side, and in the middle is a piece which is called the white centerpiece. This is the blue centerpiece, this is the yellow centerpiece, this is the orange centerpiece, this is the green centerpiece, and etc. One thing about the centerpiece is that these cannot move. Like we can move this, the edge piece move in, corner piece move in, but all of the things I am doing, the centerpiece is staying there. So this is unmovable. Now, how do we start solving the cube? First, we have to learn some moves like up. So there are various kind of move, and I'll tell you all of these now. Up, and this is the clockwise. The anti-clockwise of this will be up prime or U prime, U prime. This is the right, R prime. Front, F prime. And the L, notice what I'm doing now, and L prime. This move is different. And the back, which we rarely use, we don't use it in this beginner's video, and the down and down prime. So these are the various kinds of moves. Now let's unsolve this cube. Now we can see this is unsolved. Now where do we start from? Most people prefer to start from white, and so do I. If you want, you can start from any side like red, like green, like orange, etc. But I am starting from white now. So now, what do we do at first? We have to make a white cross. What does a white cross mean? A white cross means that there should be white pieces here, 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 and here. But there is a condition. This cannot be a white cross. Why? This cannot be a white cross because you can see that this is matching white, 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 but the centerpiece of the other side and the edge piece is not matching. The condition is that the centerpiece of the other side and the edge piece must be matching. How so? Like this. Blue, blue, white, white. Red, red, white, white. Green, green, white, white. And orange, orange, and white and white. So, that was the cross. But how do we do it? There is no white cross here. Now, first, we have to match a centerpiece of other side except yellow because we are starting with white. The edge piece should have the centerpiece color and white. So if the centerpiece is green, we have to find the green and white edge piece. It is here. Now because this is here, we move the down and we do two fronts one front, two front, and here you see it matches. Just like this, there is this red edge piece which is white, so we match it with the red matched, and we do front, two fronts. Now see, red red and white white. Now there might be a piece in here, in here. So what do? We do one front prime. You have to learn the moves here. Front prime, down, front. So this gets again in the original position, and here we go. Now it is in here, and we match it with the blue because this is a blue edge piece, and two fronts. Now there is one thing we have to do. Now sometimes what happens is, like this is the orange and white piece. We move it to the orange, but it does not match. If we do front, it does not match. Like it is orange and white and orange. So what do we do here? There is an algorithm. Algorithms are some things that you have to memorize to do the cube. So here the algorithm is F front or F U up, L prime U prime. Memorize this algorithm. It is written up the screen. Now you can see that white and orange matches. Now that our cross is complete, we have to do the corner pieces. This and this. You can see here that there is a corner piece which matches with white, but it does not match with the orange and green edge piece. So the exception is that it has to match with the side pieces. So that now you know the exception. We have to start with solving the corner pieces. Now let's notice the pieces in the last layer. Now I am mentioning that this is the first layer, this is the second layer, and this is the last layer. This is also called the middle layer. So first layer, middle layer, or second layer, or last layer. Now as I was saying, in the last layer you have to see the white pieces, corner pieces. Now that you see one corner piece, there is an algorithm, but first you have to match it with the piece where it will go. Like this is the red, blue and white piece, so I will keep it here, which means in the middle of white, red and blue. Now the algorithm is written above your screen, and which is R prime, D prime, R, D. You can notice it came up here, but it didn't match. So we will do this algorithm again and again and again until it solves. So we do the algorithm again. R prime, D prime, R, D. It didn't solve until now. R prime, D prime, R and D. See, it matches. Now we can see another piece came down here. We match it with the piece sides. So we do R prime, D prime, R, D. And another piece came here. We match it, and R prime, D prime, R, D, 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 R prime, D prime, R, D. It matches. Do it until it does not match. And we match it, R prime, D prime, R, D. The first layer is complete. sometimes it can happen that you don't find a piece down here, a white corner piece. So where do you have to look now? You have to look in the first layer, because a corner piece can only be there in the first layer and the last layer. If it is not in the last layer, it will be in the first layer. So here it is in the first layer, and do the algorithm here. R prime D prime R D and R prime D prime R D. The first layer is solved again. Now let's come to the second layer. Move the cube like this. Okay. Now what do I have to do in the second layer? So we have to move pieces from here to here. Like this is the red and blue piece. Match it like blue and blue. If it is red, it had come here. Blue and red piece. It has to come here. There are two types which can happen here. Either if it was red in this side, so you have to move it to the left. Because it is blue, so you have to move it to the right. So there are two algorithms. I will tell you both. Now I will start with the right. The right algorithm is up in the screen, and the algorithm is U R U prime R prime U prime F prime U and F. You can see it matches. Now here you go. You have to move it to the right. So U R U prime R prime U prime F prime U and F. You can see it is wrong. Why? Because I took the wrong piece in the wrong movement. This piece was orange and green, but I moved it to right. I had to move it to the left. These types of mistakes can happen. So if these mistakes happen, just do the algorithm once again and it will come up here. U R U prime right prime U prime F prime U F, and here you go, it is here again. Now let's do it to the right now, because I am doing it right now. It moves to the right, and here you go. U R U prime R prime U prime F prime U and F. Now this piece is green and red, which means it has to move to the left. The algorithm to move it to the left is up there in the screen. The algorithm is U prime L prime U L U F U prime F prime, and you can see it matches. Now it is the orange and blue piece. It has to come here in the right. So U R U prime R prime U prime F prime U and F. You can see the second layer is complete. But there is an exception. Sometimes it happens that you can't find the piece to solve. Like here, blue and red, you can find it in the last layer. So it must be stuck in the second layer. Like blue and red is stuck in the second layer, but it is not in the right position. It should be blue, blue, red, red, but it is red and blue and red. So to do this, do any algorithm on to move to the right or move to the left. Like I am doing the move to the left algorithm, and it is U prime L prime U L U F U prime F. Now you can see the piece in the last layer now. Now because it is to to be moved to the right, we do the left algorithm. Now you can see our second layer is again complete. Now let's come to the last layer. First, we have to make the yellow cross like we made the white cross. But here the problem is we cannot make the yellow cross like we made the white cross, because if we do that, our first and second layer will be unsolved again. Now, first we make the yellow cross. How do we do that? We have an algorithm for that. There can be 3 cases here. Now the algorithm is always same. What is the algorithm? It is up in your screen now. The algorithm is, but before I say the algorithm, you have to notice that when there is a straight line of yellow edge pieces and centerpiece, we have to keep it in our front. We don't keep it like this, we keep it like this. Okay, so the algorithm is F R U R prime U prime and F prime. You can see there is a white cross. This is case 1. Case 2 is the L, and here we do the same algorithm and we keep it like this. We do not keep it like this, we do not keep it like this, we do not keep it like this, we keep it like this. And the algorithm is same, F R U R prime U prime F prime. Now you can see there's a straight line of edge pieces and center pieces, and we do the same algorithm again, F R U R prime U prime and F prime. Okay, so there's the white cross. Case 3 is this, the third case. So this third case is where there is only nothing. There is no edge pieces here. Like, what I mean is the edge pieces here, but no edge pieces here. Yellow edge pieces. Like, edge pieces are here, but the yellow side is not up here. So the algorithm is same, but the only thing is we have to repeat this 3 times. F R U R prime U prime F prime. Now see, notice the L came, but L came in here. We have to move it. Now F R U R prime U prime F prime. The line came, F R U R prime U prime F prime. Okay, and now we have the cross. Now we have the cross, but these pieces don't match. The red and red does not match. It is blue and red. It is orange and blue. It is green and orange, and it is red and green. But to match, you have to first see all the cases. Like, there are no matching pieces here. We move it here and all pieces match. But this is only case 1, and if all pieces match, please skip this part, or if you want you cannot skip this part, because you can learn the algorithm. No, that was one case that all of them are solved, but it is not every time that you are that lucky. Now you move it again, and these 2 pieces match. Like, the pieces which are adjacent to each other match. These do not match. This is case 3. This match. So if these 2 pieces match, we come here, like this and here. Now the algorithm is up in your screen, and I'm telling that. R, U, R prime, U, R, U prime, U prime, and R. Now match, and all the pieces match. Now, case 3. Case 3 is that two pieces which are the opposite to each other match. What do we do here? We just do the same algorithm here in the same line. You can do it here also, and then it will become adjacent to each other. See, R, U, R prime, U, R, U prime, U prime, R prime. Now see, these two pieces match, and come here and R, U, R prime, U, R, U prime, U prime, R prime, and match, and all these pieces match. Now let's come to the corners. For the corners, first we match them to the side they have to be in. So first check, are there any pieces which match? Like this piece matches for me. Now if one piece matches for you, this is case 1, follow this algorithm. It is up in your screens. U, R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, and L. Now it didn't do anything till now. Do the algorithm again. U, R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, L. You can see all the pieces match. Now case 2. Case 2 is where none of the pieces match. Like this doesn't match, this doesn't match, this doesn't match, this doesn't match. So we pick any side and do the same algorithm. U, R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, and L. Now one of the pieces match. We do the same algorithm again. U, R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, L, and all the pieces match. Now that all the pieces match, we just have to match them to the side. Like this is green, yellow, and red, orange. This matches here, but this is not like yellow and yellow, green and green, orange and orange. So we have to do this. For this, you must remember the algorithm R prime, D prime, R and D. We do the same algorithm here. R prime, D prime, R and D. R prime, D prime, R and D. Don't notice the changes here. Just keep doing it. Now that you have done one of them, move to another. Up, R prime, D prime, R and D, R prime, D prime, R and D. Now up, R prime, D prime, R and D, R prime, D prime, R and D. Now match, and here we go. This is the cube. Thank you for watching. I will upload more videos, and please see them.